Under his wings, accept. Has become a maven in Kurith's remains. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, surely they will be able to rest in peace with each other, by each other's side. We've finished delivering the chai. I do believe everyone has a piping hot coffee. I believe there's a magic at work. How their tension fades with every sip. Let us pray that Pelika's stand. They are still at risk, as every village in Tavenir. Just can lead this place and care for our friends from the Radiant and High Crucible. Shall we return to Ranson's Han? Speak to Stinian. Feel glad I am to hear that people are safe. Pleased to know I found no evidence of your beast in jungle. It would seem you finished off the last of them. Will I be a 2 now? It's good to see you safe. Given the skies, it's all too easy to fear the worst. Police report that if we've succeeded in quelling the threat here in the city, the beasts have all been felled, and the citizens are safe for now. I've also heard from the Radiant, that an important proclamation will be made in the city square, but they said no more than that. Might you have any idea what this is about? It's about Vitra. So Vitra's finally coming out from behind the curtain. I suppose we too should hear what he has to say. To Mega Tuta, then. But before that, it would appear the word of the assembly has not yet reached all the citizens. If one along the way seems unaware, we'd best enlighten them. I'm too scared to go out and look. Ah, they're all gone. There's gonna be a meeting over there that we go to. Oh, that's where I wonder where Vashron is. He's a slow runner. I hope he got away. Could be the other people in the palace. Maybe I'll see him in the square. It's because a satrap is not who you think it is.
Look! Someone's coming!
People of Razathan, it warms my heart to see so many brave, resilient souls before me. Today, I would share with you a great revelation. But before I do, I must make a humble request. Do not be alarmed, nor avert your eyes. See the one I unveil for who he is, and know that he means you no harm.
Very well. I dare say it can't be worse than the horrors we've already seen.
Many thanks.
A dragon! Wow!
People of Radzathan, I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode. 'Tis as the Satrap's ally I am known. Today, I would reveal the truth unto you.
Let us hope they accept him.
if I am hearing this right, you were the satrap all along?
Vashan! I mean, Master Vitra, does your divine eye really see all?
Nay, child. While mine eye hath borne witness to the whole of our nation's history, to its future I am blind as thee. Countrymen, calamity the likes of which we have never known is come to Thavner, our home. Friends and loved ones have been taken from us. I, too, have lost my closest confidant. Ahawan loved this land and served it with dignity till his dying breath. A nobler satrap there will never be. For so long, I lacked the courage to face you. I will not easily earn your trust, this I know. And yet, I cannot sit idly by and abandon Radzat to her fate. A font of boundless vibrancy, this jewel of the ocean. Since time immemorial, hath she glittered with every color imaginable. To this dragon, slumbering in his dark lair, 'twas a mesmerizing sight, and one that brought no end of joy to my heart. This calamity hath stolen too much from you already, yet so long as you live, the light of Radzat will never be extinguished. I pray you let me watch over it, over you, and lend me your strength, that we might face this trial and those to come as one.
I do not know you, dragon, but I thank you for speaking the truth to us. As divinities, both Manusha and Riga once joined together, so too do I believe that hand in hand, we can overcome this ordeal and welcome an era of peace.
A sight that would have surely brought a smile to Azel's face. Indeed.
Excuse me, but I must speak with the satrap at once.
Father.
You have suffered dearly of late, yet you must endeavor to look beyond these losses to the future you yet have. On behalf of the Forum of Sharlayan, I come with a proposal by which you, the people of Radzat, might be saved. I say again, I must speak with your satrap. I beseech you, take me to him with all possible haste.
I am satrap here. Speak thy proposal. All present shall hear and judge.
If I have given offense, then I apologize. First, allow me to share with you what knowledge we have of the phenomenon responsible for your woes. The final days. 'Tis an affliction of stagnancy and rot, sown into the currents of the star. Though the first prominent manifestation was here, in Thavner, it will invariably spread to every corner of the world. The Forum was forewarned of this apocalypse several centuries ago. Thenceforth, my predecessors sought to prepare for the end times in the only conceivable fashion, by securing a means of escape.
Escape the star? What madness is this?
'Tis by no means madness. With the coming of the 7th umbral calamity, the true nature of the Red Moon, Dalamud, was revealed. That it was an artificial construct of ancient Alag. But what of the Silver Moon? This celestial satellite is yet another technological marvel fashioned and maintained by ancient allies. A ship that will sail the heavens and deliver our people from destruction. And by our people, I speak not only of Sharlayan. We mean to save every man, woman, and child it is within our power to save. Including you, our dear friends of Radzat Han. Recent events necessitate adjustments be made, and quickly, but we can and will escort you safely to the moon.
Long has thy forum been allies to Thavnir. I trust thou dost not extend this offer lightly. Yet I wonder, is this truly the way? Is there a future to be built for us beyond this star our father deemed the last bastion of hope?
It is for that very reason I come before you and your people. To answer any and all of your questions. To offer my assurances and allay your fears. Though, if you wish the best for your people, I advise you to render your decision swiftly.
Show our friends to Megaduta. They are to be received as honored guests. Worry not. Whatever decision is reached, your paths shall be yours to decide. Until then, heed the warning of these brave heroes. Guard your hearts against fear and despair, for it is within such fertile soil that the seeds of blasphemy find purchase. Remain calm and attend to your daily tasks. I shall return anon.
We'll do as you say, Master Vitra. We believe in you.
Oh, you're still here. What a relief.
Nidana, what's the matter? Has something happened at Palaka's stand?
Oh, no, not that I know of. I just hope to hear your thoughts on a theory of mine. All who undergo the transformation are drained of their ether, yes? What is it then that gives these beasts the strength to carry on as they do? Logically, they must be drawing upon an alternate form of vital energy. That put me in mind of our earlier conversation, when I tried to explain the essence which many confuse with ether.
Akasha. Yes, I remember. The unseen gift bestowed from on high. An energy influenced solely by emotion.
Yes. In this instance, negative ones set Akasha into motion, thereby infusing the beasts with vitality. I posit this as the mechanism by which the beasts are born and sustained. Ah, do you still have that flower? If we accept that it once shone bright by drawing upon Akasha, influenced by the thoughts of those nearby, then fear, Terror, despair, negative emotions so powerful as to suffocate it, permeated the air in this place. You must be very careful. The forces which drive the final days may be beyond our ability to perceive. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. At any rate, I will continue my research into Akasha. Do temper your expectations, however. There are sadly few detailed studies upon which I may draw.
Formulating a new theory as you have is itself no small feat. I wish you well in your endeavors, and pray you take care.
Thank you. You stay safe as well, yes? Till next we meet. And we will meet again.
Message from His Excellency Cactuar. First ones, you have my gratitude for aiding my people in this most trying of times. Last matters here at Mega 2 to prevent me from meeting you all in person. On operation, I have arranged for a feast to be held in your honor. May it nourish you in preparation for the trials ahead. Just are the words of Master Vitra. The feast he speaks of awaits you at Mirahades Mayhain. Pray make your way there whenever your business here is done. We thank you for your kindness. Indeed, I was hoping we might find a place to discuss our next course of action. Seems an ideal venue. And to you, Patios. There's someone we have hoped to introduce to you in particular. While I am loath to detain you further, might you spare a moment of your time? Knowing full well your services here in the highest manner now, this must be important. So find food for you to take all the time you need. Aether has been restricted to the select few since the tower first appeared. So apologize for the inconvenience, but it was deemed too dangerous to permit the free movement of visitors at a time of emergency, a risk we would not take. Under recent developments, however, the Saptrap has decided such restriction would only hinder efforts to combat this final days. As such, I would encourage you to tune with the Aetherite before proceeding along the corridor. Just ahead? What is it that you want to show me? You have the Sundrop. Without further ado, allow me to introduce you to... Oh, so you're the famous characters. I need a moment who's set your door out. You flip everyone who's walked through hell. Countless hells, yes. Please, you're speaking to a Cetros honored guest and save all people. Can you not show modicum of respect? This respect is there in paying a fellow warrior. our friends here, or will it be soon enough? Formally then, for the benefit of my countrymen, it is a pleasure to have you with us, O great champion of yours, a sign of the Sabbath dawn, bearer of light, and all round good luck, I'm sure. Stock of eggs reminds me I'm late for dinner. Thing there too would like you to remember first of all about the breed you're standing in now. Mr. Japan delegates from lands to oversee trade and diplomatic dealings. Hearing matters discussed, which is why all these officers are stationed here in Sandra. I judge you're more familiar with each of the nations you represent, yes? Representatives from Doma. Amigo. Rooms on the missing. Jordania. That's my Whitbeach guard. They're the eyes, ears, mouth, and their bridge to distance between Atitana and their respective homelands. They're the messengers, basically. It was used as brief whisper to share the details of our plot and follow overseer counterparts. Wouldn't you know, all of your leaders requested a few words from you specifically, in high demand, right? So, would you mind regaling us, if you're on account, indulge us before you indulge yourself? Yes. For the condition under which men are turned to beasts and the Aether anomalies you have given us much to consider. It's concerning the first one apparently appeared before the skies turned red. This is contrary to what one would expect. The further information conveyed to Lucia upon your return from the moon has already proved invaluable. News reports of colonies near town have reached the Grand Company. Our far eastern allies, our leaders knew at once that the anomalies were indeed upon us. We had taken steps to assess the extent of the phenomenon spread. In regions, we were able to confirm that for the time being the skies appeared only over the bounty, including the Silent and Corvos. Alas, that is of love and comfort. My ultra-allied lands there have been reports of people transforming into beasts. From a little we have learned, these instances are similar in nature to that involving merchant Cactuar. As was the case here, the victims underwent a change prior to the heavens being set ablaze. So while the burning skies have yet to manifest beyond the bounty, transformations do not appear to be subject to similar restriction. If anyone anywhere overcome by despair can turn, then nowhere is safe. As a sign we've been taken to call the first change and tend to be the biggest blasphemies. As fitting name as any, to ensure the clarity of future communications, we shall urge our comrades to adopt this terminology. Our leaders have taken measures to deal with the threat to the best of our abilities. Each nation assembled their own groups of village soldiers to put down these so-called blasphemies and respond as when they appeared. At the same time, they were doing all their power to put the people's minds at ease and prevent panic. And it is so bad, the very reason that we turn to you. Pray that Nestorstrat can help us slay blasphemies. You don't have to give your reply before dinner. You should mention that each blasphemy seems to possess very widely different characteristics. As well against one will serve you poorly against another. If we go rushing off to save everyone's day, have a word with the delegates and tell you what to expect. these are role quests? Nice. Well, I guess we'll help the Alamigan delegate, maybe? Alright, we'll do that. We'll go see a cutscene. Watch the cutscene first, maybe. Actually, let's do the role quest now. Yeah, the other ones are for the other classes, right? Like, that's probably DPS. So the Alamigan delegate is probably the healer class, then. If you're ready to lend us your aid, I'll apprise you of the situation. So elsewhere we had taught a position for aid. So okay, so they need a healer. I would be glad to help. We will be glad of your help. Your presence alone will be of great comfort to our troop, I'm sure. As time is of the essence, I ask that you to make your way to Alamigan Quarter and report for duty. They need a healer, so we're gonna go do some healing. We were told you were on our way, but this is even quicker than expected. I'll tell Commander Aldin you were raid. 1 moment, please. I'm glad you could join us. Appreciate it. We have a far greater risk crisis to worry about. We cannot afford to ignore the situation here either. I'd like nothing more than to hear about your recent adventures, but I'm afraid such pleasantries will have to wait. As our man Taivner told you, a blasphemy is loose in Alamigo. When it first appeared, the city guard were able to get most of the bystanders to safety. For mercy, those caught in the chaos only suffered minor injuries. But a feed managed to escape, and has not been seen since. Let's find it soon. Alright, fair enough. As was the case in the top down, the blasphemy's very existence seems to spur the creation of lesser beasts. The longer it is allowed to bring free, the more tragic our people will suffer. Does anyone see the change take place? There were several eyewitnesses who have given the account. A man walking through the Alamigan Quarter fell to his knees all of a sudden, and a moment later transformed into a monstrosity we now pursue. Beyond the fact he was a young Highlander, we know next to nothing about him, and the description of his appearance are too vague to help identify the lad. No clues as to his name or background. All we know, he might not even have been born in Alamigo, and have been the son of a refugee come to visit. There are other possibilities we're investigating, though. That said, I doubt the circumstances are unique. Blasphemy as a beast are born when men overcome by despair. Whatever drove him to turn likely could have done the same to another. If we are to prevent further tragedies, it is imperative that we identify and address the underlying cause. Till we do, we have no choice but to deal with the afflicted the only way we know how. From now, I would have you join the hunt and keep the men from falling prey to these creatures. Are you up to it? Sure, I can help. I can help, that's not a problem. Troop station. Alright, let's go. I'm ready, Woban. Oh my god. Can teleport there, right? That's cool, Aaronfold. Dragonfred, I heard you were there when it happened. What can you tell us? The ones who underwent the change are the very people who were trying to help. You should explain from the beginning. The meeting East Highland Royal Palace marked a turning point for all of Greer Babania. It's for us to open a dialogue with people and communities we others would have shunned. There's also many problems we need to be addressed. Countless souls struggling to build new lives for themselves. It's not a former volunteer group, the Silver Griffins. Our main concern is the welfare of Olymegans whose side of the Empire. For that reason, and helping them find their place in society, particularly the serving families of the Krenia Lupi. I thought you despised the Skulls. Make no mistake, if not forgiving them. I don't want that. I don't have that in me, and I doubt I ever will. But the memory of that day in the palace of Fordola asking to be locked up again after saving us all, it stayed with me. Got me to thinking about why she and other youths would commit such atrocities. Why they'd swear to serve the Empire, and the answer was simple, because they'd seen what we'd seen, and suffered much the same. In hell, where all were condemned, they chose to betray one brother to save another. That's how Guardians win, not by breaking you, but by making you break yourself. By making that choice the right one, for a man at the end of his tether. Healing only begins with liberation. Some scars never will, regardless. Those who've returned from the foreign lands may have difficulty carving out a living here. But the ones who pledge alliance to Garlemald, this is not the amigo we dreamed of, but after 20 years of misery, I'll not see it thrown away, because we can't come to terms with the past. That's why I formed the Silver Griffins, to see that no one is cast aside. It's a cause I support, and it's what brought me here today. I've been acting as a mediator. In a short time, he's been with us. He's proven himself unnatural. Despite our earlier successes, the families of his calls continue to refuse our help. I think I see where this is leading. They're the ones who turned, yes? Comes as no surprise. Their kin tormented and murdered fellow Almegans. Anyone with a conscience would feel shame and guilt. For some, it might be too much to bear. I think I know why they're turning us away. It's a sensitive matter, though, so let's go somewhere we won't be overheard. It's about one of the men who turned. I saw his memories. With the echo, I'll not pretend to understand it, but tell us what you learned. I can only glimpse, but that was enough. It was during the occupation a man raising his son. Only the two of them, but they were a family. To keep his boy clothed and fed, he chose the side of the Empire. He knew what others would say, but he did it anyway. So he was branded a traitor. His son listened to the jeering, but there was nothing he could do. When he came of age, he joined the cause in the hope to make a life easier for his father. He never dared to question his orders, no matter how depraved. He died in the revolution, but not before killing his own countrymen. His father wept not for the betrayer and murderer, but for the man he could have been. He blamed it all on himself. Waited until the change took him. Only pray he and his boy have finally found the peace they were denied in life. As theirs is all too familiar tale. They cannot forgive themselves, nor can they see how anyone else could. The sins of their kin weigh heavy on them. They think themselves undeserving of compassion. If they carry on like that, they'll turn into beasts. We've got to help them before it's too late. Growing up half Garlean and Amigo, I know how it feels to be shunned and hated, to hate myself. So long as we give ourselves and others a chance, we can change for the better. I might not be as clever or eloquent as someone else, like Alphino. I know I can make a difference. I might not be quite the swordsman I used to be, but I'm still a fighter at heart, and I owe it to Abba and Oli to make the most of this life, so long as I've got it. We Silver Griffins will give our all to see that no beast or blasphemies ravage Garabani again. So, Commander Alden, do we have our approval? Of course, there's no enemy more formidable than despair, and I'd be a fool to refuse your help. As proof of our failure to protect them. Therefore, I pledge the Silver Griffins my unconditional support. Together we will prevail. Are we not planning to soon hand to the troops? I believe we are ready to face any beast we encounter. The chief tend to the Silver Griffins. Your assistance in the meantime. Yes, I can do this. Good, for now, let's return to the city. Do so because they are weak of heart, and because they have failed to meet the demands they make of themselves. It was the same for me when I believed that my failures had led me to Sultana's assassination. Despair and self-loathing were indescribable. To my rescue, that I had friends who convinced me I was more than the sum of my worst mistakes. It was the same for the people of El Amigo. We must help them to heal and find the strength to, if not forgive, then come to terms with who we were, so that we can look to who we can be. Why the work of the Silver Griffins is so vital, though our problems are not new. Emergence of this deadly phenomenon means we cannot afford delay. Once we decide the course of action, you'll be the first to know. Till then, we rather watch over you. You're welcome to side as always. And lots happened since we last spoke. We've sort of been quite busy. Rumors have been circulating that these beasts were the skull skin. This was true. With the recent incident in Alagana, we cannot have people jumping to conclusion, given that they might feel tempted to do it. It has been suggested that we take these individuals into custody for their own protection, as much as the safety of others, but we will only isolate them even further and give credence to rumors. This is in your efforts with Silver Griffins to know it. I ask that you aid them in their endeavors and see if there are aught that can be done. You'll be joined by another volunteer. Try not to be too surprised. Until I felt my ears burning. I need a keeper, but did they bloody listen? Did they pull locks? Come on, don't be like that. This is what you agreed to. Besides, you never know when you might have a need of a healer. There's nothing better. He's right. You earn a measure of trust, and this shouldn't be taken to mean otherwise. There's no need for this solid collar, eh? We all know it's not coming off anytime soon. This is how it's to be for them, fine, so long as she keeps out of my way. There will be a two to visit the Silver Griffin's headquarters in Alagana. Several Rodellas of Karana Lupi have agreed to meet with them. You could do with a measure of precaution. someone so much as mentions the skulls, I'll do if it understood. Let's get this over with. Just as much at risk as returning as anyone. Maybe even more so. You don't need the echo to see the waif she's carrying. She's still not get a handle of her own echo either. Sometimes the vision come without warning. Such a force that it's all she can do. Stay standing. There's no telling when it might happen. So look out. Right. Could do for herself. We've all got our own duties, and I'll see them through. I have a feeling Rabon would send you, but as for her, you got any complaint, take it up with the commander. It's fine. Truth be told, ever since that day at the Royal Palace, I've been thinking. Stop, you don't want to say it, and I don't want to hear it. But the matter at hand then, we celebrate that I've been working to support a relative of the Crying Lupi. One family has gone missing, a mother and her parents, who lived together under the same roof. Nowhere to be seen. When they went outside to check, they found the house had been torn to shreds. By the beast's claws, by the look of them. You think they've turned. Yeah, that's the most likely explanation. Please do what you must before anyone else is hurt. There's no time to waste. I'll head west, you head east. As we feared, I found and killed a turret and was carrying this. Matching ring. I'll deliver these artifacts to their next of kin and arrange for a funeral, or as close to one as possible under the circumstances. No changing the past, we'll always carry it within the scars. No matter who we were or what we did, we're all Megans, then and now. The Empire was our enemy then, and now it's despair. Good words and deeds will serve us best in this fight. Weapons even an old man like me can yet wield. The two of you, the missing villagers, may finally be laid to rest. I and the other Silver Griffins will redouble our efforts to prevent any further tragedies. Finish checking the wares, sir. Everything's in order. Good work. Take rest, lad. You've more than earned it. Keep this to yourselves, but Effort's younger brother is a member of the Crania Lupi. Exactly the sort of person we're trying to help. Like many of the others, he was reluctant to talk to us at first. But we gained his trust. We were able to help him find work. He's taking to it well. It's her at the butcher. Traitors, all of us, kinslayers. Deserving hate of hate and death, hate and death. Just seeing Fort Dola made him panic. Get back, get back. Did he just turn just from seeing Fort Dola? Are you kidding me? Stay away from her. Oh, let's save your young girl's life. I know, but she's... Happened in an instant, that poor lad. It had to be done, and without hesitation it would have been much worse otherwise. If you go after Forola and see to her wounds, I'll do what I can here. Fine, leave me be. But you're hurt. Said I don't need your help. It's not your injuries I'm worried about. If you're here to patch me up, get on with it quietly. Alright? Girl can't change its spots, and there's no waste in washing the blood off my hands, nor would I even if I could. Garland Steel was the first choice, but not the last. Like the first killed the hardest every choice. After that, it became easier and easier, until I stopped counting, stopped caring. You tell yourself it's right, it's for the greater good. You give the order, feel the ground tremble as the cannon fires. When the dust settles, and your own men are buried beneath the rubble, and you tell yourself. Oh, me too. You mustn't give in. Dead man village, I saw his pass. I'm the one who killed his brother. I'll be alright, I just need a moment. Can you wait for me? Everything the Skulls fought for, the sacrifices we made, the things we did, in the end, it was all for nothing. Since as I look back on the road I walked, in bitterness I can still taste. I wonder, if I had grown up in another time, another place, would I have done the same? Was it always in me to be me? All I know is everyone would have been better off if I've never been born. But as I was dragged, utters into the hell of my own making, I remember these two brothers in particular. Oh God. He would never have made it as a soldier. He was too kind, too good. Enter died at Specula Imperatoris, but his brother's still out there somewhere. And I've got the courage to face him after what I did. I hope he's found the life he deserves. Not all of the Crania Lupi at the towers died at that day, though I know from one of my visions that at least one survived. Real dull. That he made it out, but too many others didn't. Too many others still need our help. Our help make this blasphemy, and by Rocker I'll kill that bastard if that's the last thing I do. Anyway, that's enough out of me. I'll be heading back to the city to make my report. I suggest you do likewise. I can hear it count, and I'd like to hear yours too. So she almost turned into a beast herself. You don't have to take into consideration before sending her into the field again. As far as the events at Ghana, Narcona answered, the two of you did well, despite the appearance of several beasts. You were able to prevent any further casualties. However, this serves to confirm that those with connections to Crania Lupi should be considered at risk of turning. Over the years, many of them have drifted away from the larger settlements and have taken to living in secret. Others made their way to Ul'dah as refugees, including some individuals of our interest. Such will be working closely with the Immortal Flames to locate and offer support to those refugees in particular. Plan to make the journey there for an audience with the Sultana once my preparations are complete.
forces searching for signs of the beast, and one potential victim who yet to discern a pattern with the chaos. Deserves a chance to make amends. You've been very from your understanding of struggles our people face. You dream from the experience too, while she is not the sort of brandished sword and charged into battle. Soon discover she's a champion of her own arena, as brave as any warrior. I doubt you should have much to learn from Lyzme, but it would be an honor to make her acquaintance. Well, I will go on ahead and look for you in the custom strip. I'll see you in the morning. I'll continue this next time on Final Fantasy XIV. See you next time.